His name is Shaw Phillips, a young father from Michigan, summoned into an interrogation room after his 4-month-old daughter, baby Kate, vanished without a trace. What began as a routine search for a missing infant slowly unraveled into something far more disturbing. As detectives pressed deeper, cracks began to form in his story, small inconsistencies that refused to line up. Behind Sean's calm voice and measured expressions, investigators sensed something darker taking shape. A father once viewed with sympathy was now watched with suspicion. The question lingered heavily in the room. Did Sean Phillips unknowingly expose the truth about what happened to baby Kate, or was he composed enough to hide it, becoming the center of one of Michigan's most chilling child disappearance cases?
Hey, Sean. Sorry about the wait, buddy. My name is Detective Sergeant Kozma, and I'm with the Mesa County Sheriff's Office, okay? How you doing? You good with your water?
Yes, I'm fine.
Need anything? You smoke?
No thanks.
You don't smoke?
I don't.
Okay. Chew?
Yes.
You do chew? You want to chew?
Mm.
You got a little bit left.
Sure.
You want one? Go ahead, finish my can up, buddy. Spat right in that freaking... We'll share the spatter. How's that? Huh?
Thank you.
All right. Okay. How you feeling? Good? You all right?
I don't really know how to
Nervous?
describe it, I suppose.
Nervous?
I really don't know.
Okay, all right. I just need to get some general information from you, Sean. Get started here. Your first name is Sean, and how do you spell that?
S-E-A-N.
Okay, S-E-A-N, and your middle name?
Michael.
Michael? M-I-C-H...
A-E-L.
A-L, okay. And your last name?
Phillips.
Phillips.
2 L's.
Okay. And how old are you? Okay. And what is your date of birth? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And where do you currently live at, Sean?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And do you have a phone number?
My phone is currently stolen, but I use a house phone.
Okay.
My parents' house phone.
And what number is that? Now, does that go through a cell? Is that a cell phone?
It's a cell phone,
Okay.
yeah.
Who's the provider of that? Is that, and you said your phone got stolen
Yes.
about a couple of weeks ago?
About a week ago.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit sooner.
What kind of phone did you have?
I don't really recall.
Was it a... All right. And what was the number on that phone?
It's in that phone that they have. It's
Okay. Okay.
and then I'm not sure after that.
Okay, so question after that. All right. And, Sean, are you employed any place right now?
Been laid off for quite a while. I'm seeking work, but
Okay.
in Army National Guard.
Okay, so you're in the Army National Guard. All right. And how long you been with the National Guard?
Close to 4 years.
Okay, 4 years. Did you do any active time?
I'm supposed to deploy in August.
Okay, all right. You were never active Army, you've always been National Guard?
Yes, always National Guard.
Okay. Have you ever been deployed before?
No,
You've never been deployed?
no. Actually got in like 2 months after my unit deployed, so just barely missed it.
Okay. But you're planning on deployment, right?
Yes,
Your unit's planning on deploying?
they've changed it 3 times now.
Okay,
so-
which do you know a date on your deployment?
No.
You don't know a good date?
August 9th, I think, is when we're gonna start doing a loud training and basically not be around anymore, but we'll be back a few times, like for... a few
Before
weeks
you
at a
go
time.
and stuff? Okay. And what do you do in the National Guard?
Infantry.
Infantry? And what guard unit are you out of?
125,
Okay,
Delta Company.
Delta Company. Who's your company commander?
Captain Vanderby.
Vanderveen?
Vanderby, V-A-N-D-E-R-B-I-E, I believe.
Vanderby? Okay. Is he a captain?
Yes.
Okay. Who's your first sergeant?
We're supposed to get a new one. Acting first sergeant is Sergeant Radel.
Sergeant Riddle?
Radel, R-A-D-L-E.
Okay. Is he a staff or is he a full
No.
rocker?
Oh,
E8 or?
He's E7, I believe.
He's 7 staff, so he's a staff sergeant. Okay.
Oh, no, he's E8. Never mind.
He's E8,
Yes.
so he's master sergeant. 3 rockers down the bottom without the diamond is a master, right? I was in the military. I spent 3 years active, Army, 1st Infantry Division. Was combat medic. I then got out and I spent 7 years guard time out of the Cadillac Armory up in Cadillac, which at the time was an armored unit. They've now switched and gone to support or something, I don't know. But I spent 10 years total time, a little over 10 years, almost 11 years.
You only had 10 more.
Huh?
You only had 10 more.
I know, but it was time for me to leave, so I separated from service but I thoroughly enjoyed. In fact, if I wouldn't have met my wife, I probably would have stayed in.
I was planning on active until
Yeah.
I had my daughter, so.
Yeah, well, that makes it tough. Military life is not an easy thing for a family, and so I opted out, and my next big, thing that I wanted to do was law enforcement. So that's where I've been. A little bit about myself. I've been a police officer for 20 years. Okay, I've been a plainclothes detective for over 12 years, and I've worked here at the sheriff's office for it's about 17 years total. Other sheriff department experience in Lake County and also PD. So I've been around for a while, I guess. So you say you're laid off right now. Did you have employment at one time?
Yes, I've had many jobs, but
Okay, what was your last employment other than the National Guard?
my last job was through Manpower.
Okay.
But I worked for it was 3 factories here in Livingston.
Okay. 3 different factories?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, how do you feel about deploying?
I'm
Good with
excited,
it?
but
Excited but nervous?
don't really want to be away
Yeah.
from my kid.
Right. Now, you say you have a kid. What's your child's name? And how old is he? And with you?
Yes.
Okay. And you said that you... Okay, and what's your mom and dad's name?
Kim and Larry.
Kim and Larry? Okay. And it's Phillips, right?
Yes.
I have to ask, because sometimes family dynamics. Okay. And, mom?
Ariel, Cortland.
Okay. Do you have any other children?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of. Is there some question that you might be a father to another child?
The one in question here, yes.
Yeah, and what's her name?
Catherine.
Catherine?
Yes.
Is it spelled Kathrine?
That's, yes,
That's
yes.
how you're spelling it?
I believe that's how it was spelled.
Okay. And does she carry your last name?
She gave her my last name, yes.
So she's Phillips.
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you explain to me it sounds, just in talking with you just shortly, you're not sure if this is your kid, right? And
It was,
can you just explain that to me a little bit? What's the situation there?
we dated briefly years ago.
Okay.
And she intentionally got pregnant.
Okay. And that's,
Yes.
okay.
Well, it was a very brief, like, relationship with us.
Okay.
And, where was I going with that? Well, it's been hell for all these years. Like, she's lived with me since she was 1 and was a ward of the state removed from her mother for a long time. And
Okay.
just her mother's, it's always seemed like one of those people you see on Maury or Dr. Phil's show where, like, 15-year-old.
Now you're talking about Ariel's mom?
Ariel.
Or just Ariel herself?
Or they think that having babies are cute and they just want to have a baby, but then they realize it's
A lot of work.
that. So she's always lived with me, but she's
Okay.
never really seemed concerned with being a part of it. It's just harassing me and trying to emotionally, mentally abuse me.
Okay. Good?
Oh, that's very good.
Okay. You enjoy being with her and things?
Yes, now that I'm laid off, I'm always with her generally.
Okay.
So just,
So would you say you're pretty close to you?
yes.
Okay. All right. Now, does Ariel live with you now?
We have never lived together.
Okay, because I mean, kind of when you were talking, it sounded like maybe Ariel was maybe living with you at one point, or no? Okay. Where does Ariel live?
She somewhat recently,
Okay.
it's,
Where's that?
really recall the name of it.
Okay. Okay. And so, been living with you and your mom and dad, and
The custody arrangement just recently changed.
okay,
It's still an ongoing legal battle, really.
okay, all right. Can you explain that to me a little bit? What's going on? Where's the status of that?
I don't know. It ended because the front of the court was hassling me. We've always been going through the front of the court for all the years, like,
Okay.
in there almost every month.
Okay.
And she got a job, supposedly, got this,
Okay.
and just took me to court, and this Jack Bolger just handed her joint physical custody,
Okay.
but it wasn't an evidential hearing, so I couldn't actually stack of paperwork and history of her interactions and everything. I couldn't use that.
Okay. All right. So you've met with or in front of Jack Bulger several times, then I take it.
Yes.
Okay. And currently the custody is with you,
It's joint physical custody now.
joint physical between
That-
you and Ariel?
Yes, that changed about, I want to say 4 months ago, 3
4
months
months
ago,
ago.
but just like before, she doesn't really exercise her parenting time.
Okay.
Well, she will on occasion, but sometimes she'll go months without.
How is the arrangement? Is it more with you and then she gets a weekend, or how does that arrangement work?
On the court order, it is 1 week with each of us,
Okay.
and then the Wednesday night
Is
of
that-
every week, you're supposed to have her overnight,
Okay.
the other party.
All right. So
Well,
it's,
we are mostly going off a verbal agreement of 3 days there, 3 days here,
okay. All right.
but sometimes she will not give her back when it's time to give her back,
Okay.
just to
All right.
cause problems, or
Cause
sometimes she
problems.
won't get her at all when it is her time.
Okay. So the court order, just so I know I got this right, court order says every other week, and then the week that the parent does not have the child scheduled, you get her on that Wednesday night for an overnight.
Yes.
Okay. But you guys have kind of been doing a verbal where it's 3 nights, 3 nights, 3 nights, 3 nights. Like,
Yes.
So,
We've
Depict
I've fallen back on the court order sometimes just because she likes to play her games, and
mm-hmm.
the verbal agreement just gets messy, so if you just stick to the court order, it's
Okay.
a little easier,
All
but
right. I want to talk a little bit about Catherine. What's the situation right now with you and Ariel and Catherine? What's that all about?
well,
I mean, let me start this way. What is she claiming in regards to Catherine?
legally, she's claiming it's mine.
Okay.
It's been quite a strange thing, like,
Okay.
throughout her whole pregnancy, she really tried to kind of hide it,
Okay.
and even up to this day, she will outright tell people that I don't usually see, or people I don't know,
Mhm.
that we are married and living together, and we have another kid in common,
Okay.
or one expected at that
Okay.
time.
Okay.
But then other people, she'll tell them the truth.
Okay.
And from talking to her mother and her friends and family, and actually seeing like stuff on Facebook that she's put in text messages and stuff, I guess there's 5 possible fathers, not counting me,
Okay.
and then a 6th one that's just kind of a rumor.
Okay.
Just ones that she had sex with during that time frame.
Okay.
But then we weren't together at that time. I was out at a party. Well, where would that be? Out past Ludington Ways.
Okay.
It was for the Jeff Schwab's, the guy that runs the disc golf organization around here.
Okay.
He has a party once a year for the golfers, and
Okay.
I guess I was hammered. She showed up because she found out from other people that I was there, and came on to me, and we supposedly had intercourse in my vehicle.
Okay.
But I'm not the type to not remember stuff when I'm drinking,
Okay.
and I've no memory of this, so
Don't remember. Okay.
that's the only real,
Okay.
that's,
When Catherine was born, were you living around here?
yes, I was living at the same address.
Okay. You weren't deployed any place or anything like that? Okay.
I want to say I was actually home on the week that she was born.
Okay. Do you know when Catherine was born? The date?
2/12 sounds right.
2/12 of what? Of 11?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure on the exact date, but it was that month.
It was close. Okay.
She didn't really ever bring it up to me. It's just what I've seen on the paperwork
Okay.
recently.
And so, since Catherine's birth, what has happened? Has there been any kind of legal things that are going on or anything like that? As far as whether or not you are the father or not
Oh,
the
yes.
father?
Well, she'd always try to hide her when I'm over there, and she never really spoke about her with me, but
Okay.
then just suddenly I get this thing in the mail saying that, well, from the prosecuting attorney,
Okay.
about how she's accusing me as father, but then when I talked to her, she said that she didn't, and they're just putting 2 and 2 together because we already have a kid in common, so
Okay.
she's saying the prosecuting attorney just assumed it was me.
Okay. So she filed some paperwork.
She
The
says it wasn't
prosecutor.
her that did it, but I don't believe that.
Okay. And that was for some type of, what, paternity test type
It
thing,
was
or?
come in, sign the paperwork, decline that you think it is, and
Okay.
opt for the paternity test.
Opt for the paternity. And did
Which-
you do that then?
I had to do that today at 12.
Okay.
Actually did it a little bit earlier than 12.
Okay, so you did have your paternity test today?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you have to go for that?
That was the laboratory in the hospital here in Ludington.
Did they give you any results of that or anything?
It was a mouth swab on both sides, and then
They'll get back with you or
a lot
what?
of paperwork. I'm guessing I'll just get something in the mail.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know if they actually do it there, because the paperwork kind of said it was sent.
Set someplace for the testing part?
Right.
Okay. All right. So as far as you know, Catherine's not your child?
It's
Or
not,
at least you believe that
it's not impossible, but I find it hard to believe. It'd be quite a surprise to me.
Okay. All right. But definitely your child. You
She
believe
damn well
it?
better be. I have
Did you
really-
ever go through any kind of paternity test with it?
No, I signed the paperwork. I was there
That you were-
when she was born, and
Okay. All
we
right.
weren't ever dating during her pregnancy, but
Okay.
I don't have any doubt that she's not mine.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, what I'm gonna do, Sean, is I'd like to kind of just take you through your day today. And if you could just kind of start out, this morning and, just kind of tell me from the time that you got up, kind of what the events were of your day, if you could do that for me.
Well, she didn't give her back all week, so then we
When
fought
you say-
until yesterday.
Let me stop you real quick.
Okay, so-
What I would like for you to do is be as descriptive as possible for me too when you say, well, she didn't give me back. I mean, tell me who it was that you're talking about. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I had a party for the military this week. I came back, I was supposed to get her. Well, she called me wanting me to come pick up
Okay.
and came all the way over there and she did not give her to me.
Okay.
Then the following day was my day to get her back and she would not give her to me.
Okay.
And so we've just been fighting all week. All kinds of threats of going back to court and
Okay.
her threatening to run away with her and
Okay.
fighting over the 4th of July because last year I was supposed to have 4th of July because I was actually scheduled to deploy. They've just changed the date 3 times and set it back.
Okay.
And so she showed up with the police just because she knew that we had family there. So she jumps on any opportunity to make a scene.
Right.
So then she was giving her a hug, but then when she had her in her arms, the officer couldn't physically remove her, so she just jumped in the car and left. She was supposedly just giving her a hug goodbye. And
That was
now-
last 4th of July?
Yes, last 4th of July. And then next 4th of July, I'm not gonna be around, so
So you
by
wanted
all
her,
means,
you wanted her this 4th of July?
yes, by all means, it is my duty to have her.
Okay, all right.
But she was quite angry about that and trying to
Okay.
get her
So
back.
that's stuff that's been going on previously, before today? Stuff that's been
It's
going
up to
on this
day.
week? Okay.
And then last night, we got into a fight. That's when I actually got her back finally.
Okay.
So I got home, was quite upset, drank a little bit,
Okay.
went to bed pretty late, woke up this morning, took a shower, then she was calling, wanting me to come in well, first she was calling just to fight and argue, then she called again and I answered because I think it was from a different number, because if I'm not answering the phone, she'll just call from some number I don't recognize.
Okay. And was she calling you on that, is that the number she was calling you on?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
She wanted me to come in about some paperwork or something or other for enrollment in school.
Okay.
Second time this has come up, but nothing came of it when I actually was there, but I spent probably a couple hours just ranting about all the nonsense and games she's been playing all week to my mother, and set up a sprinkler outside and just kind of was around the house all morning. Then probably around 11 or a little after, 11 to 11:30, I left to go to that appointment at the hospital for testing.
Okay.
I got to get through that a little bit earlier than the scheduled time, so then I headed over to her apartment to do the supposed paperwork or whatever it was, but
Okay.
within a minute of walking in the door, it was just fighting and arguing.
Okay.
And she had this morning said that she was gonna, somehow she knew that I was supposed to be gone today for this, and she said she would have the cops out at my house to get, even though it's not, by our agreement, it's not her time to have her.
Okay.
And also by the actual court order, because I have it marked on the calendar, the court order dates.
Okay. All right.
So, told my mom she's probably gonna be coming out here just to cause a problem, just because she knows we have guests at the house right now.
Okay.
So,
So so you,
Jumping around,
let me
sorry.
just help me to understand here. You leave your house and you go to the hospital and get your test done. And
Yes.
then you go over to Ariel's apartment.
yes.
Okay. What happens once you're there and what happens after that?
We argued and fought, I want to say for an hour or more.
Okay.
Got a bit more escalated than usual.
Okay.
And not physical, of course, but just
Right. Just
quite
arguing.
a few threats. It's not uncommon for her to threaten to run away with Haley next time she has her or something, but
Right.
just, I've already informed her that I'm going back to court over this.
Okay.
This was probably earlier this week.
Okay.
As the interrogation dragged on, the atmosphere inside the room began to shift. What started as routine questioning slowly turned into a psychological standoff. Each answer Sean Phillips gave seemed carefully chosen calm on the surface, yet weighed down by hesitation. Detectives weren't just listening to his words anymore. They were watching pauses, changes in tone, the moments where certainty faded into avoidance. With every passing minute, the focus moved away from what was being said and toward what wasn't. Somewhere between silence and explanation, the truth about baby Kate felt closer, yet more tightly buried than ever.
So just more court threats. We argued and argued. Then she's saying that she has to go somewhere.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, what about this paperwork? And then all of a sudden it wasn't paperwork, it was having to go somewhere and fill out something.
Right.
I have no idea what it was about.
Okay.
It's probably not even true, really.
Okay.
So then I go to leave. We're kind of arguing all the way out. And I get in my car and I start to back up, and she opens the door and starts putting Catherine in the car.
Okay.
And I was like, well, what are you doing? And she's like, well, what do you mean, what am I doing? And then she just expected me to take her to the DHS.
Okay.
Because I guess she had an appointment, according to her, to give her up for adoption.
Okay.
Which she's been saying, like, for probably 7 months now, 8 months, that she's going through adoption or working on it, but...
Okay.
And I guess there's been over close to 80 attempts, probably, of just, like, meeting with people or something, but somehow she's always expecting a phone call for them to actually meet for the exchange part.
Okay.
And all the paperwork's already filled out for an adoption, but I kind of doubt that too. I don't know what she's really doing or what's going through her head, but...
Okay.
So, I got kind of sidetracked off.
That's okay.
So then, I drive her over to the DHS. She tries to stop me, told me to stop, like, by the hospital. And I'm like, well, why the hospital? And so then I keep driving to the DHS, and we're still arguing, just pause briefly from the argument for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there, she isn't getting out, she's just sitting there and arguing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'd like to get home. So then, she wants me to drive her somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her I'm not your damn taxi service.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm especially not gonna be driving you around
Mm-hmm.
when I could be doing better things and driving you around while I'm just being yelled at.
Mm-hmm.
So then she gets out, and she gets her daughter out, Catherine, and she starts walking, gets probably about 20 steps away, and I'm about to pull out, and then she comes back. Well, actually, while she was getting out, she said, you can just keep I'm not carrying this shit, referring to the car seat and her diaper bag, and that I would just have to come and bring it in later. And I told her I'm not coming back to town later just for you. Like,
So then what happens?
so then we argue some more. She ends up getting back in the car.
Uh-huh.
We sit there and argue some more. And then I ultimately drive her to the hospital like she wanted, then she doesn't get out.
Okay.
Earlier, I was kind of hazy. We were just fighting so much that I couldn't remember how many trips back and forth between where we did, but it was just kind of bouncing back and forth between her apartment, DHS, and the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure at that point, when we were at the hospital, she just asked to be dropped off at her house, or her apartment, so I take her back there. We argue some more, then she gets out.
Okay.
And
Where's Catherine at this point?
well, she gets out, but then she just walks off, and she doesn't go to her apartment door. She goes to some like side door or something, I think.
Okay.
And she comes back, and we argue. Then I left,
Okay.
and then from there, I was gonna go home, like take a left and go. Well, take a left on Tinkham going towards Scottville.
Uh-huh.
And go on the back way, but then I remembered I was hungry before that, and I had stuff in town I wanted to do, but I was kind of just too pissed to really want to do anything, so I figured I'd just put it off till tomorrow or something.
Okay.
then I ended up going to Wendy's and getting some food there,
Okay.
and drove home.
Okay. Well, what time did you get home?
I want to say around 3, but I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I know when I got home, my mom and my daughter were in the doorway, and she said that the police had been there, and that this whole thing, and she gave me the card to call the officer. Can't recall his name, but
Okay.
so then about 20 minutes after I got home probably was when I called.
Okay. All right. Then the officers came out.
They said they'll be there in 10 minutes. It was more like about half hour maybe.
Okay. All right. So when you get back, you said that after you take her to DHS, you go, because you didn't want to be her taxi, you take her back to her apartment.
Right.
And you said that she gets out and she takes Catherine, and she says that you just keep that stuff, meaning the baby seat and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes.
But then you said she got back in the car, right? And you
Yes.
ended up taking her over to the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Did she put Catherine back in the car then?
We never got out of the hospital.
I mean, but when you're at her apartment and then you go back over to the hospital, right, what you said, did she put Catherine back in the car?
She was in the car whenever we were. So
Okay, so Catherine was in the car the whole time?
I can't really recall if we went back to the apartment twice or just that one time, but
Okay.
we were just fighting the whole time, so
Right.
all I wanted to do was just get home and get
And
her
where
away
was,
from me.
where was Catherine at in the car while you guys were driving around?
She put her behind the driver's seat.
Okay. Right. Was she in a baby seat?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then when you dropped him off the last time, you dropped Ariel off, right? She took Catherine with her?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I gotta make just a real quick phone call, and I'll be right back. Can I get you some more water or anything?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Sean. Sean, obviously, the reason why, we called you down here today is because we got an issue with, Catherine's missing. And we don't know where she's at, So, we know that you were with Ariel, earlier with Catherine. And according to the guys that spoke with you out there at your mom, she said that, she was still, your belief is that she's still with Ariel, okay? But, we talked with Ariel, and, obviously Ariel's got a little different take on it. So, what I'm gonna do is I need to advise you of your rights, okay? And I gotta do that with everybody that I deal with. And I'm gonna ask you these rights, okay? And then I'm gonna ask you whether or not you understand them, okay? All right? And a couple things, Sean, it's real important that that you're real honest with me, okay? I know quite a bit of information, okay? And if you start to lie to me or something like that or not, or whatever, okay, it's important for us to just stand as even kill here. My number one concern right now is for Catherine, okay? And so that's what my questioning is gonna be about, is about Catherine, okay? Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. If you have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have him with you during questionings. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. If you decide to answer the questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you've talked with your lawyer. You understand that? Basically what that means is that at any time that we're talking here today, okay, if you say, listen, I don't want to answer that question, okay, we'll move on.
Okay.
Or I don't want to talk about it, that, we'll move on, okay? All right? Or, you know, if you decide at some point you want to, hey, that's enough, then that's what it is, okay?
Can I decide
So-
later on that I want an attorney?
So if you decide to answer the questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right at any time until you talk with a lawyer. So at any time during the interview, you can say, hey, I want to talk to a lawyer. Okay, you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you know how to read? I have to ask, it's nothing personal, but people sometimes that I have and I talk to don't have the ability to read. What's your education level?
High school,
Okay, you have a high school diploma?
yes.
Okay, and you graduated from where? Okay, I graduated a long time before you did, I'm sure. When did you graduate?
I want to say
I graduated. Do I look that old?
no, actually.
Okay. What I need for you to do is to read this over. And basically what this says, I haven't forced or coerced you in any way in talking with me here. I haven't promised you anything. And if you're willing to waive your rights, I need for you to sign right there. Okay? You can read that over. If you got a question about it or anything like that, you can. And then I'm just going to sign the bottom of it, just as a witness to the whole thing. And the time is 7:55. Okay. All right. Sean, I kind of just want to take you back a little bit. You had mentioned to me earlier that you had this paternity test thing going on, right? And what time was it again that you thought you went over to the hospital for that?
Showed up early. Scheduled time was 12, but I'm pretty sure I got done with it before.
How did that make you feel when you had to go in there and do that?
I don't really have any feelings.
Okay.
It's kind of awkward having someone swallow around my mouth.
Right. Were you upset that you even had to do this, though?
I was upset when I got the thing in the mail, but
You had time to process it from that point?
yeah, because then it just went against everything she said, and then
Right.
of course when I called, she said, "Oh, it's just they're putting two and two together that we already have a kid in common. It's not me." So
Right, right.
um,
Okay. And then you said that you guys were arguing a lot when you got over there today, when you got over to Ariel's. Is that correct?
yes,
And you said, you kind of alluded to the fact that you were kind of arguing about this holiday weekend and some stuff like that. Was there some other things that you were arguing about?
about her parenting, my parenting,
Okay.
things that we've done or said before. Just
Okay.
we usually argue quite often, almost all of our
Right.
whenever we're around each other. But
How do you feel, because you had mentioned to me, how do you feel, you said that Ariel had been talking about wanting to put Catherine up for adoption and stuff like that. And if in fact, okay, this paternity test comes back and let's say Catherine is yours, okay? How would you feel about the adoption? Do you feel like that's a viable option?
well, basically raise this kid by myself.
Oh.
She's in the picture. It's not even really a functional thing, so I wouldn't.
Right.
Plus, I haven't even really been in his life so far, so
Right.
I don't really think that she's capable of parenting, so
Okay.
or even.
So would it be a
coming
fair
close, so-
statement, would it be a fair statement then that if this was Catherine's, this would definitely be a financial burden for you and a time commitment burden.
Yes.
I mean, having another child. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason why I ask you that is I'm just trying to get a feeling for, where you're at here, and I understand that, I mean, I've raised children myself, okay? I have 3 children, okay? 2 of them are grown up, okay? And I got a young one at home still. And, parenting is not easy. Yeah. I think parenting is probably one of the toughest things I've ever had to do in my life. And I have a pretty tough job. You have a tough job being in the military. I understand that. It can be stressful, especially under the circumstances of that you're going to be deployed, knowing that you have a child here that you love and care for, and that you need to provide for that child in the sense of, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but as a father of my own children, I feel a huge responsibility to my children. Is that how you feel? I mean, not only just being able to provide for them material things that they absolutely need, I mean, food, shelter, clothing, that kind of stuff. But it's just the mere responsibility of having a child. And it changes your life, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It did for me, I guess. I mean, it changed my life in a heartbeat, okay? When I got my children. And, it can be, for me, I'm just looking back on what I felt. It's a huge responsibility, and it never goes away. It's not like a job where I go and I put my 8 hours in, stamping parts, doing whatever I'm doing, okay? And I go home and I'm done. The child is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year, And so, I understand that. And again, like I said before, it's real important that you be honest with me, because the next couple of questions that I have for you are going to be important, okay?
Okay.
Because obviously this is a serious situation. I mean, you understand that, right?
Yes.
I mean, we have a 5-month-old baby that we don't know where she's at, okay? And like I said, my number one concern right now is Catherine, okay? I know that you may, okay, not have that same concern. I don't know where you're at with that, okay? And I'm not gonna even ask you where you're at with that, okay? Because I know that you're going through a difficult time right now. Whether or not she's your child or not, you already have. I mean, it's a lot to process and a lot to deal with.
I'm really not the type to worry about stuff, so if it happens to be, then.
But I'm very, very concerned about Catherine, okay? And do you know where Catherine is at?
Usually, Ariel's been known to play quite strange games like this, or, well, not like this. This is by far the farthest anything's ever gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually just been like hiding it from me, like with someone she knows, or not giving her back, or I think she even once sold me her phone and then reported stolen around the time that we were about to go into court. So
Right.
just
Well,
to try to get someone.
Yeah,
on
I
our
mean,
side.
and I can understand, I understand all that, Sean. I understand, with these types of relationships, little games get played. Games like taking somebody's cell phone or, those kinds of
I don't
things.
think she can compare
I
to anyone else.
totally understand that. But we got a lot different situation here right now. We're talking about a human being.
Yes.
We're talking about a 5-month-old girl that cannot care for herself. Okay? She cannot care for herself. She needs somebody to care for her, okay? That takes it to a whole nother level, okay? A whole nother level. I'm not talking about the little shenanigans of taking your phone, doing that kind of stuff, okay? This is over the top, okay? All right?
Right.
This is some serious stuff, okay? All right? I asked you the question, do you know where Catherine's at? And you never really answered that question. You just told me that, well, Ariel does this and Ariel does that,
Oh.
okay?
What I was getting at is, I'm guessing she just has her with a friend or someone she knows.
Okay,
I only know of 2 of the people she uses for babysitters, but,
okay,
well, 3.
all right.
But
So what you're telling me right now is that you have no idea where Catherine is.
I know she knows, but I have no
I'm
way.
not asking you that.
I have no way of
I'm not
knowing
asking you
myself.
that, okay, Sean? I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you a specific question. Do you know where Catherine is right now?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right. All right. When was the last time that you saw Catherine?
I'm not sure on the time, really, probably.
Okay. Give me a situation then where you last saw Catherine.
It was probably around 2 when I finally left from her apartment.
Okay. So the last time you saw Catherine was when you were at whose apartment?
Ariel's apartment.
Okay. And you believe that was around 2 o'clock?
That would be my best guess, yes.
Okay. And where was Catherine at when you last saw her?
In the car seat behind me.
Car seat behind you. Okay. All right. You didn't see where she went from there?
Into her apartment.
And who took her into the apartment?
Ariel did.
Right. And did she say anything to you about that, Ariel, when she left?
After hours of relentless questioning, Sean Phillips never offered a clear explanation, only fragmented answers and a haunting letter claiming he left baby Kate in a peaceful place. Years later, her body has still never been found. Her disappearance remains one of Michigan's most heartbreaking and unresolved mysteries. Shaw Phillips now sits behind bars, serving a sentence of up to 45 years for second-degree murder. Yet despite the conviction, the full truth of what happened that day remains elusive. Was it a tragic accident driven by panic, or something far more calculated and sinister? Share your thoughts in the comments and remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Crime Interrogation, where we uncover the darkest truths, one case at a time.